guys, Tim Cameron. It's my new buggy I built. It's kind of been a long build this go around. I did a few things different. Kind of stepped outside the box once again, which I don't really like to do, but I'm going to try a leading arm setup. I've had trailing arm for, I guess we're going on 3 years now, and I've liked it. It's been 4 years, I believe, 3 or 4 years. But it's been working well for me, and I figured I'd try to step out of the box and do something different with leading arm. We're just going to see how it does, but it's my new build here. Went big block again. My last buggy was small block. My last 3 have been small block, actually. Don't get me wrong, it's been phenomenal. I loved it. A few times this past year, I caught myself downshifting and then going back to upshifting. It could be because the buggy's geared a little bit tall, but I wanted to go back to something a little bit of grunt and cubic inch behind it to have for torque. So we went all in a big block to be around about the same weight as my cast iron small block. Old trusty PTC Power Glide, SCS gearbox, high angle drive line, 4340 drive shafts, 1480 joints. Now, this company called Torque has produced this new product, all billet aluminum third member with their 4340 housing. Now, this third member incorporates a 2-inch Dana 80 pinion, has a pinion support bearing like a 14 bolt, has 2 load bolts on the ring gear. Those 3 combined should be unbelievably strong. I mean, when it comes down to gear deflection, there should be none. Pretty much to have a failure, the bearing's going to have to go bad, or it's going to literally have to peel the teeth all the way from the root off either the pinion or the ring gear. So I feel pretty confident about that product. Jim Jackson, he definitely put a lot of thought into that, and it's a real nice setup. They only make it in 35-40 spline, but he was able to customize me the spool, which I got from Overson, sent to Torque. They customized it for their third member, and so I'm able to run a 2-inch 47 spline shaft throughout the whole axle. So that was something cool and different. Trail Ready wheels, they've been awesome to me. Stayed with them again this go around. Double bead lock forged. Interco tires. Last year we went had a bunch of dirt climbs. So I got my guy Interco, got a set of boggers, got them cut down, lightweight, crazy traction, and I'll run these in the dirt. And of course I still got my 43 sticky for dirt/rock or all rock style hills. PSC steering. Went back rear steer. I know I've been getting all kind of messages. People are really excited about that, and I am too. Because there's been a couple times this past year where I probably shouldn't have won an event. There's guys there. It was 180-degree turns. There was guys there at the rear steer, and just luckily I was able to pull it off. I guess pulled a rabbit out of my hat and got lucky, But went back rear steer. So that's something cool and different. Now, last year, I know some guys had some problems with breaking the upper arm off, shearing the bolts. Nothing against the design or anything. Nothing. It's just upper arm hitting stuff crazy fast. Sheared the bolts off. Well, this go around, I went with Overson's lower and upper arm. I tied it together with a tie rod. Therefore, when I hit something on one side, it's, in theory, when it jerks here, it's going to be jerking from both sides. So I'm hoping I'll be able to attack obstacles, even harder and faster this year than I have in the past, with a little bit more comfort and, I guess, good feeling behind it. But that should eliminate that issue. ISP seat, there's a Dirty Turtle that they kind of made it mandatory at their park, but at the same time I figured it'd be good to go ahead and step up and safety wise for myself, and if I ever take a bad crash or whatever, at least it'll keep me safe, and I've never had a head restraint. All I've ever had was Hans device, which still allows you to move a little bit, but at least by having this time head restraint for my helmet, there should be no movement at all. And if you think about it, Just like on Cable Hill, whenever this past year we jumped up there and landed, I hit the kill switch. You know, if you watch that video in slow-mo, you know, my whole upper just jars over. I think it'll make me be a faster driver if I have the head restraint to keep my head from moving in any whatsoever. So I'm looking forward to that. And really, other than leading arm, I mount the radiator behind the fuel tank to keep from heating the fuel. I've never really had a fuel boiling issue, but at the same time, I don't trail ride as long and stuff like I used to either. Now, it still ain't ever good to heat the fuel and whatnot, but so that's something I did different. Pack, I went with their sway bar front and rear this time. Marty, he's been really great help. As you see right here, it's their DSR2. It allows to have a spring on the lower and the upper side of this piston here, and it gives you a tunable few inches of travel. Like when you're going across some real choppy stuff, it can be real squishy before it pushes all the energy into your tuned bar. That'd be something I'm going to have to tune and play with, and which this is a whole new animal to me right here. It's a lot of motor, a lot of suspension travel, which I'm used to in the rear, but in the front I'm not used to having this amount of travel. So we're going to have to tune it and play with it and play with it and tune it, which is time's coming down quick. You know, we first race is February 17th, and I got a lot of dialing in to do because competition has stepped up big. A lot of guys are running the same rig they ran for a couple years, so they're pretty much sitting on go right now, and I ain't even drove this thing yet. We've only got about 3 weeks to the first event, so I guess we better get off here and got a lot of tuning to do, and we'll see y'all at the first event.